Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Pole Father, and it only takes one. Just got back from the National Sports Card Collection in Chicago. What a great trip! What a great convention. Was there for only 2 days. I'd recommend going if you are into Pokemon. I think 2 days is enough, though. Definitely a ton of sports. There were sports left and right. However, the deals for Pokemon were there, and there were a ton of people there. Not at tables or anything, but a ton of people there that had Pokemon on them. Even there was a big trade night for Pokemon there that weekend. But what a great convention. I would definitely go to it next year. Looking forward to it. I 100% recommend if you've never been to the National Sports Card Convention. It is a great show to go to. Even if you're specifically Pokemon, you can definitely get a lot of beneficial, I won't even say experience, beneficial. There's a lot of benefits to going to that convention, meeting people, networking with people, talking to all different auctioning platforms, Heritage, PWCC, Golden Auctions. Everyone's there. Everyone's there, and there is a ton of Pokemon knowledge there. Well, like I said, it wasn't a crazy amount of Pokemon there, but it was there. For what was there, it was great stuff. I can't complain whatsoever. Depends what you're looking for, what you trip across. You'd be surprised what you can find. A ton of tables had just a ton of sports cards, and then there'd be lurking just a type of a Charizard card. That was like typical at each table, but there were Pokemon vendors there, had some good stuff. But mainly my biggest deals were people there that were attending the show, and we were able to work some deals out. So I'm going to go over everything that I got there, and then I'll kind of tell you about my overall experience there and everything. But first things first, there's I would say excellent show, making deals, but I'm so excited to share it with you guys. First things first, this card I purchased, and this was a steal. I purchased this card for $200, $200, and I don't see how you can lose on this one. I really, really like this one here. $200. The guy was asking $350, and the key to this, I swear, was I pulled out $200 cash, and I was just kind of holding and say, "Hey, would you take $200 for this?" And the guy looked at me, and I had a feeling he probably had offers on that card already during the show. But when you hold the cash there, last day, he was just kind of gave a sigh. I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." Boom! What a steal deal! You can't even buy a first edition pack Rocket for $200, guys. This is a steal. And what I really like about this is, I believe there's a swirl above the head. And it's a first edition, obviously, a Dark Golbat. What I do like about it, though, is a 7 series here. So for those of you guys know, I mean, you see me submit some stuff to PSA, especially vintage cards, and they're not grading easy. And if you can tell, I mean, this card is extremely clean. Nothing on this thing. But for $200, guys, I mean, you can't even buy a pack for that price. So huge win there. Big pat on the back. And yeah, it was a pretty sweet deal. I'm not going to lie. I'll go over. Okay, let's go over this next. So some items they explain deals on. So next favorite thing. While I was actually working on a deal, my cousin actually found these, and this was such a great find because there were a ton of modern Pokemon products there. There really was, from Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield, Celebrations, Sun and Moon era. However, especially Blowout Cards. Blowout Cards company, guys, you can check them out. They typically have a lot of sealed Pokemon product that ranges from a whole different variety. But one thing they didn't have was, of course, my favorite Sun and Moon era, Burning Shadows. The demon set, the devil's set. However, while I was working on a deal, my cousin came back and goes, "Look what I bought." You guys know what this is? Take a good look. I'm going to show on the camera here. This is, and he purchased one of these. This is a sealed box of 24 Burning Shadows sleeved blister packs. They had a total of 5. My cousin bought 1. I bought the remaining 4. Such a good steal, in my opinion. You don't see these at conventions because typically they crack them open and they start selling them by the pack. The fact that these were sealed, I looked at it and I just said, how much to get it done? I bought it for around like $9 a pack, and I got 4 of them. It's such a steal. I was so happy with that. So get this, guys. For those of you who don't know, Burning Shadows obviously a terrible print run. The GX cards as a PSA 10 in that set are going from like $60 to $70. You can't beat that. The key thing is obviously the chance to pull. It only takes one. So my cousin, I told him not to do it, but he did it. He opened his 24, and the sophically, and I posted his hits on a video of me opening up a first ed jungle pack. And I'll get to that next. His cards were pretty minty. His Sophocles he pulled actually has a good chance at a PSA 10, and the population on it's really low. I think the Sophocles of PSA 10 goes for like $500 for a modern card, trainer card. That's pretty good. Pretty good. So I got 4 of these sealed up. I'm keeping them sealed. I think maybe we'll talk about this after towards the end of the video, but I'm thinking about doing potentially a box break. So I do have a booster box up here, Burning Shadows, and now I got these. So I think maybe it'd be kind of fun to do some type of an opening with it, but we'll get to that next year. I got 4 of them, so that's the most exciting part. Now, the first edition jungle pack that I opened. Let's see what we got. Here we go. One sec, guys. Let's see if we can find it here. There, the comp. Oh, that's why. All right. It is right. Right here. So, for those of you guys know, I posted a video of I purchased a unweighed first edition jungle pack. Didn't really know the vendor, but they had some good stuff, some heavy hitters, and the guy said that he had bought a huge collection for the convention. Price was all right. I picked it up and I said, why not? It only takes one. You know, I wasn't, didn't really purchase too much first day. So I said, why not? Let's give it a good swing. And sure enough, pulled a, by luck, pulled a first edition Kangaskhan. Very nice, clean card. Probably grades a 9, though, because there's like a print line by the feet across there. But overall, extremely, extremely clean card. So I'll show you guys the print line there. Check it out. Right. You guys see it right there? I know it's at the top loader, but right there. But other than that, the hull foil is clean. The centering is phenomenal. Picked it up for like $250. I mean, a complete gamble, complete crapshoot, but got a good hit. So can't complain. Grades a 9. We'll take it. Had a little fun with the National Sports Card Collection, so can't complain. Jumping to the next deal. Okay. Well, I guess it's kind of like a gone but not forgotten. I had one card, and I really brought it because I kind of knew that it was kind of in a way time to part ways with it. I had some good fat on the card. It was a great card to have. I miss it already, but it'll come back to me someday. But I ended up selling my first edition shiny Charizard from Neo Destiny. It was graded at 8.5 Beckett. It was a true good 8.5, maybe even it should maybe have been an 8, but it got graded an 8.5. I turned the sale. I also sold a raw Typhlosion with it. It was probably grades like a PSA 5 or 6, but together with the first edition Charizard, I sold it for $3,000. And part of that sale, I took 2 Japanese cards as well. The Pikachu stamp promo. You guys recall where it's the Japanese stamp promo card with the Pikachu on the back and then the Cramorant. Those I had in a CGC. The Pikachu's in a CGC Pristine 10, and the Cramorant was a 9.5. So those would have upgraded in the label and everything. But together with partial sales of that Charizard, and the guy wanted the stamp box promo Pikachu along with it, I was able to get a trade done with 2 cards I'll show here in a second, and definitely in cash in my pocket. So great deal. I don't regret it. I definitely missed the Charizard already because it was a staple card. They're hard to come by, but there are a lot nicer ones out there. So one day I'll run into it again. For an 8.5, that's a pretty top dollar price. I can't complain. And to buckle it in with the Typhlosion and then the 2 Japanese promo cards, which I'm not a huge Japanese collector, but I picked those cards up together for $200. They graded both a 10 for me to get. The guy I think gave me like $1,200 worth of value towards this. So I mean, you know what? Yeah, like maybe they do go for a little bit more. Maybe there's more meat on the bone for them, but for me, there's a lot of fat on there. So for me to take that card, put a hunk of cash. I can't remember how much. It was more than 1,000, but put a hunk of cash in my pocket and then get rid of 2 cards that aren't too valuable to me. But I do miss them already. And then another card I picked up there was the Japanese CD Pikachu promo card in CGC 10. I found that there. I bought it off the guy for 90 bucks, and the value on the thing was 180. I packaged that in the deal, and I was able to get these two cards done. So I purchased these two. These two are very, very, very clean. The Lapras first edition hollow, very, very clean. I've been for you guys watching this channel. I've been after this card so hard. I've been after this thing, and for how clean the card is, you guys, for how clean it is, getting moved to a 10. I mean, guys, you know what? Like, it was a steal. It was an absolute steal to put the opportunity to get rid of one card, put a hunk of, put some money in your pocket, trade in for two, and then the deal was too sweet. It was way too sweet. So there you have it. The first edition Lapras, a fossil first edition. Centering's on point. Surface is so clean. I stripped this card down so hard. Guys, it's all about buying the card. Buy the card. Don't buy the grade. Buy the card. Buy the card. Buy the card. Buy the card. I don't care what anyone says. Hollow's so clean. It was such a clean Lapras. This card doesn't grade well. I saw the opportunity to strike. I said, man, I can't resist. And I got the deal done. The guy was great. Great guy. I would do deals with him left and right. He's the guy that wants to get deals done just like me. There's people that'll haggle about 20, 25 bucks, but you get to talk to the guy that wants to get a deal done, and that makes it more fun. Makes you want to do more deals in the future. Now, first edition Dark Blastoise in a Gem Mint CGC 10, another card. And again, I'm going to preach it over and over again. Buy the card, don't buy the label. Buy the card, buy the card, buy the card, buy the card. Again, this card in a PSA 10, I mean, guys, look, you can see on camera, it's so clean. That's why I almost couldn't, it was too good to pass up. These cards, for the deal I got them in, you couldn't say no to it. Buy the card, buy the card, buy the card. And this got a beautiful swirl. Look at that right there by the cannon. I can't. There's nothing else I can say other than that. When an opportunity comes around and you really take a good look at the card, and the card's so clean, you can't pass up a good deal, guys. Buy the card, don't buy the label. Buy the card, buy the card, buy the card. It's beautiful. For the price, couldn't beat it. This card was pulled and submitted at the convention. So yeah, you know what? The guy got some fat on the card, and I remember the price he was asking for. I kind of said, "Look, man," I said, "You got a lot of fat on there." I said, "You gotta work with me here," and he did. And he did. He straightforward said, "Yeah, I do got a lot of fat on this," and he came down quite a bit. In between putting money in my pocket, trading off the two Japanese promos, and then that other third promo, we were able to get the deal done. So, two, I would say the hottest pickups I had this convention. Two very clean cards. Two very hard and difficult cards to grade. So very glad I put these in my collection. I've officially had the Dragonite, the Gengar, and the Lapras, and I got a hunk ready to go. And we're going after that fossil set, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks like we have a good start to the dark set too, as long with this. Can't beat that. Good start to it. So these off to the side. That was probably one of my favorite deals of the entire trip. Two of my favorite deals the entire trip right there was getting that deal done. It was just kind of funny how it worked out, because when I talked to him before everything, I was like, okay, where are we at here? And we talked terms and everything. I hate to be bland, but sometimes you gotta keep things plain. But he told me where he's at, and then immediately there was a trade night. I brought the Charizard. First guy with Pokemon cards said, "I got this. How much you want?" He goes, "Well, how much are you looking for?" Obviously, I shot higher. He brought me down to a point that it was actually still worth it to get rid of the card, and then to just see how much more you can kind of squeeze them. I threw in the Typhlosion. I was able to bump them up a lot more than I wanted to, and can't complain. So great story. One card that I did bring in the convention was this guy, and a ton of people were after him. Everyone's saying, "Well, how much? Comps show 1,800. Bring it down." Some people were trying 1,200, and I said, "Look, you guys," I said, "this card was great during the hard days of the CGC era. This card," and I'll show you, look, it's so clean. I'm going to resubmit this thing. And people are like, "Come on, man, the grades this, the comps." Again, guys, buy the card. Buy the card. I can't tell you how many times I stripped this card down to look for an 8.5 surface. I can't find nothing. Magnifying glasses, everything. I've given this to a lot of people to take a good look at, and Even everyone was saying crack it, resend it. I couldn't agree more. I've been saying it since I got this thing graded. But a ton of people were trying to buy this. They're like, oh, for my collection, so forth, yada yada yada. No, it was too good to let go, and for good reasons. So, and besides, the first edition Charizard, it commands. It's also first edition here, but the first edition Charizard from Neo Destiny commands more of a premium. But at the end of the day, I've seen more of those around than I have minted these guys. So that's why I didn't let it go. It only takes one. No, other little miscellaneous items, I bought like, penny sleeves and stuff like that. But what else did we purchase here? I know I got one more thing. The pack. I purchased a 5 team up packs. Guy gave me, I think, $35 a pack. Bought 5 of them. Why not? Took a swing at the Latios. No go, no hit. Excuse me. Can't complain, but is what it is. Let me just run through my head one more time. I know there's still one more thing I want to show everyone. Probably the most exciting thing, because I am the pull father and it does only take one. But met up with an old friend in Chicago. Oh, that's right. I know what to talk about next. To top off the last purchase, and I'll get to it in the story. The last purchase of the National Sports Card Collection for me on the last day, met up with an old good friend, and sure enough, 3 first edition heavy fossil packs. So we did make the trade for the Lapras. So if we happen to pull one and it can grade a 10, it's more gravy to the pie. I have a ton of raw of these ones to submit, and I was supposed to submit them at the Nationals, but there was a slight change of plans, and I'll get to that in another video, why there was a slight change of plans. But we will be opening up these bad boys here soon. 1 heavy, 2 heavy, 3 heavies. Excited to get these open. We'll see what we can get. Trying to conquer that 10 set. Now, I'm coming forward, guys. I'm going to tell you the truth. An angel was watching me this past weekend. My life was not in danger. However, I took a huge leap of faith. Ladies and gentlemen, the first edition box break for Pokemon base set, first edition Shadowless, I was in that box break. I was officially pack number 35. You had it there. I was pack number 35, and I was very nervous, very excited, but the opportunity to buy into a first edition base set box does not happen often. And I thought, what are the chances? What? Like, ooh, power surge. Good? We're good? Okay. That was weird. All right, guys. You got it, Krista? Power surge. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we'll show on the replay, but no edited videos. But anyways, the first edition box break, you guys, that Blake Martinez was supposed to open with Heritage Auctions. I was pack number 35. There, obviously, with everything going on, I'm not big into drama, but with everything going on, I thought it was best to, I won the pack, and it just doesn't happen too often to get in a box break like that. But with everything going on and so forth, and the opening was not recorded as per the buyer agreement, nor was it to my understanding the box was sealed. I wasn't there. I was in the air flying, but I was very anxious to see what was going on. But I was able to get a refund on my pack for the first edition box break. I talked to Heritage Auction. They were didn't even put up a fight or of anything, but I just came to them and I approached them and said, look, with just everything going on, I just feel like it's best. No fight, no sweat, no whatsoever, no problem. We understand. Boom, refund. Got it back. So a huge learning lesson here, guys. I do heavy openings. I do. You know what? For first edition box break, you guys, I don't think I almost don't even think I'd ever again enter in one of those box breaks anymore. I think I got picked up the pack for about like 5,000, and that's a lot for one single pack. I mean, if it was heavy, great. If it was light, you kind of lose out on it. But the opportunity of those don't come around often, and for reasons. There's not many of them left out there for said. I think someone once told me there may be less than 100 out there, and who's to say how many of them have been tampered with? So, um, now I've seen now two of them opened and everything went fine, and then that's not including the Logan Paul ones. However, you guys saw the Logan Paul ones. There was also a big bust with it. So, guys, just tread with caution when you deal with high end stuff because there are scammers out there. There it's just part of it, and it's sad and it's unfortunate. Make sure. I mean, look, like Heritage Auctions. Like, that's a very reputable company. That's all everything, and just it just there was a slip up. Not their fault, not their problem. It's but I was able to get my money back, and they were very, very professional about it. They were very nice about it, and there was no nothing. So, um, got my money back, and I would safely say there was an angel watching me. Got lucky, got extremely lucky, and I would say most of my luck was in that scenario, being able to get my money back. So, very lucky, guys. Tread with caution when you ever deal with high end things. I don't think I'll ever get involved in another high impact like that ever again. That's really dancing with fire. Who knows? Maybe one day, but for quite some time now, I'm still gonna work on completing the set, like working on upgrading the cards, but not worth it, you guys. Anyways, here I'll show these on camera, kind of like a complete show off of not show off, but like a complete turn of the events, and the Burning Shadow boxes, but overall, guys, the convention was a blast. Chicago, I think it's an excellent place that they did the convention at, that they do the sports nationals at. Next year's in Cleveland. Don't know. Well, it should be fun. But the location was great. It's central. It's an easy play for everyone to get to. The guy that I did a deal with on these two cards down here, he was from Oregon. Like, that's awesome. Just being in Florida, when do you ever deal with a guy that's in Oregon? You can't. That's awesome. That's kind of part about what it is, meeting people and then making a good connection, good rapport with them, and be able to get deals done. There was a ton of other people there. I finally got a chance to meet and talk to, get some laughs in, shoot the around, but it was a good time. Everyone I met and talked to, it was absolutely fantastic. I even got a chance to run to like my old college professor. I thought that was awesome. Like, and I found out he's that was a highlight too of the trip. But other than that, a little couple penny sleeves. I picked up one of these just because some stuff sort the bulk, but that was it. I have a lot of cards I'm still gonna send off to CGC. Had a long talk with Matt Quinn, great guy. I'm going to be sending off a lot of raw cards there, and I think I'm going to be sending off the raw first edition cards I pulled. I know it's been quite some time since I've showed them for the submissions, but for good reason, guys. Grading cards, it's just as risky as opening up packs. Some days, some people have good days, some days people have bad days, and it's true. People are a bit biased on how they grade. But I did a video, I know, before I went to nationals with all these raw cards and cards I was going to convert over and stuff. But quick change of plans. I had a talk with Matt Quinn. I will be going to CGC personally next week and submitting everything. And he was pretty straightforward that I'd get everything back, and so why not? I've always wanted to tour it, so I'm very excited to see it. But great convention. Would recommend anyone to go if they had any interest in going. If you're a Pokemon guy, 2 to 3 days is enough. If you're a sport guy, shoot, you can have a field day in just a quarter of the vendors. But again, fantastic convention. I would love to go again next year. There is Pokemon there. Not much stuff on the tables, but what you can find on the tables are deals. But a lot of people walking around are working Pokemon deals. And it's kind of like, it's a little small circle where you kind of like, this guy knows this guy, and da da da. And you guys know, but great convention. I want to go again. That's all I can say. Next convention, Charlotte Collecticon or Tampa TCG Con. We'll see, guys. But of course, these guys are next for an opening. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And as always, I'm the Pole Father,